All set.
I would like to call the July 15th, 2025 meeting of the North Smithfield School Committee to order at 6:31 p.m. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bonmoli,
Here.
Mrs. Mayo,
Here.
Mr. Simpkins,
Here.
Mr. De La Cruz,
Here.
and Mr. Connell informed us ahead of time that he would not be in attendance.
Okay, we have a quorum. Let's move on to the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would either of you like to speak, or anybody online who would like to speak during public comment?
Does not look that way.
Okay, we will move on to the consent agenda. Does anyone want any item removed?
I have just a couple of really minor things on 6A, the medication policy.
Okay, do you want to discuss that now, or?
Sure. Yeah, really minor stuff. So towards the very end of the policy as written, I believe there's a grammatical error in the diabetes care management section, point 1 towards the end. Plan should be disseminated to all staff that may come into contact with and may care with the student. I think that should be for instead of with, care for the student. Slightly more substantial. Item 5, if a IHCP designates it appropriate, then a diabetic student will be permitted to self-test in the classroom or other appropriate place in the school setting. I sort of have a problem with that. So in all of the other accommodations, they are not dependent on it being explicitly called out in the IHCP, which is the individualized healthcare plan. And I think that if a student is diabetic, they should be able to self-test at any time,
Right.
regardless of whether that's explicitly in their plan. So I would just recommend, or I guess suggest that we strike that first part of that, where the IHCP designates it appropriate, and just treat it like the other points. So all diabetic students will be permitted to self-test in the classroom or other appropriate place in the schools.
Well, I'll tell you a couple of things about this policy. One, we have a number of diabetic students in the district. Plus, there's other issues, as far as distributing and administering medication on field trips. And so our policy was actually quite old, 2013. And so I was talking with some of the nurses about it because of some students we have and some concerns. And rather than revise that policy, I went and directly copied it from the Secretary of State. That's the law. So when you're pulling out grammatical issues, that's on them. What I would say about the IHCP and the self-testing, I think it also depends on the age of the student. I think that's why it's in there. For example, I test 4 times a day. I'm quite capable of doing that, so are most elementary, high school, middle school students. But when you start getting into that sort of kindergarten, first grade, maybe preschool, I think maybe that's why there's a little bit of language in there that they, may have to have the nurse test or an adult in the classroom. There are a couple of things that we have to look at from a procedural standpoint that attaches to this policy. But yes, I'll specifically bring that line up with the nurses. And, I did send this out to them, by the way, to review. But then again, this is also the state law and guidance. There's really not much we can change it. change with it, you know.
I mean, I don't foresee a problematic situation where a student tests and then
Yeah.
they're in trouble for that for some
Oh,
reason.
God, no, no,
But
absolutely.
yeah, in your explanation about it,
Right.
when it says designates appropriate, that's really related to the age of the student.
Yes,
That
yeah.
sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's also location. I mean, you don't want the kid, whipping out the testing and start bleeding out, during lunch or something like that. I mean, there's a place to go. I mean, there are procedures and protocols. And so, even when, on the Lancet where they have to change the needle, there's that. There are some needles involved. There are other things. So it really depends on the age of the student. And, a lot of that is also common sense and guidance and for that student with diabetes.
Great. Thank you.
I actually have a question myself.
Sure.
The policy speaks to the administration of medications, what
Yes.
can be done, what can't be done, who can
Right.
do it, when it can be
Right.
done, on and on. But it specifically mentions glucagon and epinephrine, does not mention Narcan. And I'm assuming that there's going to be,
We have a separate Narcan policy.
okay, that's what I.
Yeah, we didn't have, and one of the reasons why to review this is that we don't have a diabetes policy. And so the thinking was instead of updating this medication policy plus the diabetes, I put it in because it's all related and it's actually within the statute, close to each other. So,
Mhm. And I assumed that, but I just wanted to.
yep, no, and I'm glad to
So,
clarify that. Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm looking for a motion to accept the consent agenda with the grammar corrections.
We will make the grammar correction.
Is there,
So moved.
is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
And I'm disappointed, Gene, that you did not catch that because you're the one who usually calls and says, there's this, and this wrong with it. And
But I did read it.
okay, well, I know you did, but you didn't grammar Nazi me. So. I don't really have much to report other than it's summer. ESY is going on. It's fantastic to see the kids at the elementary school. We have credit recovery at the high school. Outside of that, I would say it's just too quiet. I miss the kids. I miss the teachers. And as much as we all say this is time for us to get work done, it's not fun
No.
without them here. So it's that's essentially my report.
Okay.
And I will also just mention in the hires, I just want to welcome our new hires, our new kindergarten teacher, our new psychologist here at the middle school. And I want to deeply thank our teachers for the extracurricular work and the appointments and the things that they've stepped up for, along with our fall coaches. We have just a rich pool of dedicated, talented people to go above and beyond for our kids.
And I'm assuming there's still fall coaches that have not been.
Yes, we have
Volleyball.
yeah, we have a second interview with volleyball.
Okay.
So and we had there was a second interview with soccer, but not done in time for the appointment. So
What I didn't see was middle school girls soccer. No,
that was part of the second interviews. Yeah, there was another round of interviews.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
So we'll have it next month. Possibly.
you'll have it next month. What you
Okay.
have to.
Okay.
We want you will. It was just too late for this one.
All right. Moving on to old business, FY 26 operating capital budget, discussion, vote or other action. Any? Nothing to report. And the 2025-2026 teacher recalls, anything on that?
There was one that was missed on the last agenda.
Okay.
So we have had another recall on this one. That person's been notified and we apologize that with all the movement of the last school committee meeting, we missed one name. So we've reached out, let her know. She's back.
So at this point, consideration of and a vote on a motion to convene into executive session in compliance with Rhode Island General Law 42-46-5A1. Written notification was provided to individuals. Discussed in executive session with the option to hold the meeting in open session.
So moved on that, but do we have to vote on the teacher recall?
Do we have to
Oh,
vote on the
yes.
teacher recall? I would say yes.
I would think so, yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion on the teacher recall?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. And at this point, is there a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are in executive session. You can go home.
So what I'm going to do for the recording, I am going to stop the audio, stop the video. I'm going to pause it, and then I'll resume it afterwards. So let's do pause.
Okay, we are reconvening into open session. Is there a consideration of and a vote on a motion to seal executive session minutes pursuant to Rhode Island General Law 42-46-5C, 42-46-4, and 42-46-5?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
There,
Yeah, we did not. We should revote.
no votes were taken. In compliance with Rhode Island General Law 42-46-4 and 42-46-5, indicating individual members voting for matters in executive session. This was,
No votes were taken.
no votes were taken. Action related to job performance superintendent evaluation and action related to administrator's job performance. Do we have any comments?
I don't think there's any action.
I'm sorry, do we vote on this, Mike? Do we
vote on it?
accepting?
Accepting the evaluation?
I think next month, based on the evaluation, you're going to vote on extending my contract.
Okay.
So I don't remember if any vote was for, no votes were taken. I don't think any actions are taken.
Okay. So at this point, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.